Hello fellow tankers, and welcome back on What with Lautipus. In today's episode of how to be a better noob, the series where I do my best to teach you things, to improve your knowledge and subsequently make you a better player, we will feature tank destroyers, as you already guessed probably by the title. No shit Sherlock. So, let's see what our tank destroyer made of. So, the main characteristic of a tank destroyer is their armament. And because of this, a lot of tanks actually, they gave up their turret so that they could carry a bigger gun, a more powerful one. And also here in World of Tanks, most of the tank destroyers are turretless. I mean, they have their guns mounted in the front hull. So, when I say tank destroyer, what's the first thing that comes to your mind? Take a second or two to think. You don't need that much. They're camping bastards. Yeah, they're camping behind, firing at you. You don't see them. Cheeky bastards. So, and this is true. This is also what the tank destroyers needs to do, because they have good guns. Their guns were made to take out enemy tanks, but they don't have the armor to take the hits, except for some tank destroyers like the Tortoise 82. Actually, the British line is well armored. I mean, some destroyers are well armored, but don't rely on your armor. Your best protection is not getting spotted. So, here I got into a nice position where I can fire at the enemy. As you may saw, I'm also faster than my friend, so I get to do more damage. The problem with tank destroyer replays is this, that due to the game style you usually have in a tank destroyer, they're boring to watch. Even though I did the most damage in this game, about 3500, and I was first by experience, etc., the game itself is boring to watch. So, where were we? Yeah. I'm firing at this 112, and he doesn't see me. I'm outside his view range. I'm in spotting range. But I can see him because my allies are spotting him. So, one thing, as a tank destroyer, try to keep your teammates to survive. I mean, take out targets which are dangerous to them, because your best prevention is not to get spotted. I mean, just let the heavy tanks to get spotted in front. Well, actually, now I did the mistake. I moved forward to get more shots, and I get into the view range, and I get return fire. But we will talk about spotting mechanics in a future episode. So, future episode, yeah. Sorry, it's kinda late and I am checking. So, the tank destroyers, they have nasty guns. In high tiers, they have the highest alpha damage, except from artillery, but when you see a tank destroyer in high tier, you're just like, whoa man, don't fire at me, please don't, because they do a lot of damage. You also have some exceptions already in low tiers, like the SU-100, which does almost 400 damage. So, but you also have the other type of tank destroyers that don't have that big alpha damage. Their damage is more similar to a mix of heavy tank and medium tank, but to compensate it, they have an insane rate of fire. They fire very quickly, they have accurate guns. Also, penetration is not a problem for tank destroyers, usually because their guns were meant to be destroying other tanks. Yeah, penetration. What the tank destroyers actually lacks is armor. Yeah, I said already there are some exceptions, but don't really rely on your armor. The best thing you can rely on is numbers. And you have to implement teamwork, because if somebody of your team can take the shot instead of you, this is always nice. So, but what tank destroyers actually like is hit points. They're low, even lower than medium tanks. So, not getting spotting is here your best friend. Mobility, we can say there's a general rule, because it depends from tank to tank. to another. And now how to play the tank destroyers. You have to support your allies, so that you are firing, supporting them from behind, from a distance, so that you don't get spotted, as I mentioned. Or use concealment. We'll also talk about it in a future episode. You have to keep your allies alive, because they are doing the spotting, they are the ones that are taking the damage, and you just help them. Actually are just making use of them, you know, but you know, it's teamwork, and this is what matters. Tank destroyers are also good at intercepting enemies by making an ambush, waiting for the right moment, and then just obliterate the enemy. So, this is it, guys. Hope it was helpful, and if you have any recommendation, suggestion, comment, send an email, you know what to do. So, this is it for today. Goodbye, guys, and gaming girls. Hopefully. Just kidding. You see that shot? I blind fired, but I killed him. So, this is it, guys. See you next time. Lautipus.